What it do, baby? We back again.
We back
on the stream. It's been a minute since we did this, but I got this adapter for my laptop that I could connect the Ethernet to the laptop. That was the thing that was like hindering me before. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting that quality how I was supposed to get it, dog. But now I'm coming in clean. Yeah, man.
That's what it was. I was wondering why you didn't want to use StreamYard.
Yeah, man, like the streaming quality, I'm just so far from like my main router, you know what I mean? I have to connect the Ethernet to get this thing working how it's supposed to be working, but now it's you know what I'm saying? Now I'm in the future. Yo, speaking of being in the future, dog, you already know this, but I recently got a PS5. Like I haven't played, like I haven't had like a new system in mad long. Like I had an Xbox One S. That's like the less powerful Xbox. Mm-hmm. And I definitely feel the difference between that and the PS5, dog. This thing is insane. I started playing 2K. Dog, I'm hooked on that 2K, bro. I haven't played 2K since probably like 2K9 around there. Like, obviously, I've played here and there, like playing against homies and stuff, but like, I haven't actually played the game since like 2K9, bro. So it's like so different, but like familiar at the same time. And the grind of like, of course, I'm on the Spurs. The grind of becoming a starter, dog. Like just the games, the training, everything. Yo, that game is dope, bro. I definitely get it.
The whole mode is fire, man. Like they developed a good concept. It's really like a campaign mode for 2K, like with the cutscenes and the development, and like you started from college.
Yeah,
and getting drafted and having to win your spot, like I think they elevated that to the max since the latest 2Ks.
Nah, facts. And then it's funny because I'm like the unk now too, like playing 2K, because like now I'm seeing these TikToks and memes and stuff where they kind of make fun of like older guys that play 2K, and you know they be scheduling practices. You know what I'm saying? Like they be having team meetings. There's like videos that you see, it's like the dad with the headphones on talking to his squad, like, the thing is, we not playing defense the way we supposed to be. Like, I used to always laugh at those memes and stuff, and now that's me, dog. The other day, I finally got the starting spot, right? And then I was playing against the Rockets, my first time starting. I'm like 6'8", dog, and then I had to guard Fred VanVleet. And I'm like, oh, Fred VanVleet, this about to be some cake, dog. Like, I've been cooking the bench guys, you know? Dog, Fred VanVleet fried me, and then I had the chance to tie the game at the end, and I had like a little mid-range jumper, bro. I missed the jumper, and I turned off the PlayStation before it could save it. I was so tight, dog.
That is a go-to still. No matter how old you get, if you don't bang with it, you just shut it off quick.
Yo, facts. I had to regroup. I had to talk to myself like, damn, bro, I'm acting different now that I'm in the starting lineup. Like, yo, it's so funny, bro, how like intense the game gets. You know what I mean? Like, you know that I've only really played like Call of Duty like in the last like 10 years of video games. Like, I don't really play video games. I just like Call of Duty. So this is like my first like new game that I've played in a long time, and it's just so funny how like it does get you, like how you be seeing in the memes and stuff. Like you really be taking it serious. You be thinking about your career. You know what I'm saying? Like I was over here really thinking about like who am I gonna sign with, man? Like I want to sign with Nike, but that New Balance, they really giving me a good deal. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But they give you that realistic vibe, and you think about this is what players think about, you know. And that is the aspect that it gives you. It's like if you're a professional player in the league, you have those considerations. And it's like you don't want to play bad. You don't want to sign with a bad brand. You got to really consider what's going to elevate your career. I'm telling you, when I'm in the game and I see that D-, I'm shutting that game off. Because that game never existed.
Yo, but when I get into that D range, I'm tight, bro. I'm tight.
Calling for the ball, they ain't passing it to me. I'm like, all right, turn this off.
Facts for real, bro. But yo, shout out to 2K, man. I was out in the my court yesterday. Played a couple games. You know what I'm saying? I'm working through it. Fred VanVleet, I'm coming back for you, yo. But I was watching SportsCenter the other day. Not SportsCenter, First Take, and I just heard Stephen A. Smith randomly shout out It Is What It Is and Cam and Mace, and I was like, damn, that's insane, bro. Like,
That's dope.
he's on First Take talking about Cam and Mace's show. And it's like, it's wild because just remembering like being a fan of Cam when like he wasn't even like global like that, even like before before the pink jacket, you know what I mean? Pink range, like before he was like known Cameron. It was like he was just like a New York rapper that people knew because he had like dope lyrics and stuff like that. And it's crazy to see like what he's gotten to now, like just doing that kind of stuff, the kind of deals he's been doing lately. And I seen that he announced that he's going to be releasing a memoir.
Yeah.
He got a 750
Dipset, right?
He got a memoir deal from Simon and Schuster, $750K, bro. And it'll document his legendary rise and late career pivot to becoming a successful media personality with his own talk shows.
Yeah.
That's gonna be dope, man.
It came out smart, you know. It's all about timing. So you think about it. They had the Dipset verses with the locks, and that kind of got the Dipset spark going again. And then he went right into It Is What It Is. And I like how he takes random segments and just drops a freestyle because there's a lot of fans out there who didn't know that Cameron could really rap.
No,
So
facts.
he was like, no, I could actually rap. I wasn't just in the group making these random Hey Ma songs. I can actually rap. And I like that. Like his timing is impeccable right now. And this is a perfect time to drop a book deal because he's on a run and he got that fire behind him and everybody's tapped in. I think that's great. I hope Mace does something similar too.
Yeah, Cam and Mace have this thing about them where like, and it's like a Harlem thing and it's like a New York thing because a lot of New York dudes is like that. But Mace and Cam particularly is dope because they always preserve their cool. You know what I mean? Like throughout all the years, no matter what they do, even if they're doing stuff that you're not really agreeing with, or you're like, you know, what is this dude talking about? Or like, it doesn't even matter because they always just do it in a cool way. So they always just stay in that kind of air. You know what I mean? I feel like that kind of thing is what we touched on last week a little bit with Game and Jim Jones, where it's like certain rappers, they have certain antics and then they end up in like a different light and they even just get different opportunities because it's like based on your catalog, yeah, you should be in certain spaces, but the way you be acting is just like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, I think their characters are genuine and they kept the same like kind of persona throughout the whole career. So it's not like they're acting brand new and there's a side of them we've never seen. These are the same guys we saw when they first came on the scene. You know what I mean? They're the same like Harlem dudes who don't care what anybody thinks. They're going to say what they want to say. They all over the pause and ayo and all that. They're keeping that humor behind them no matter all that. And I like that. And some people take offense to that, but I think that humor is a big part of who they are.
Yeah.
And from
their spin on it is what makes it super dope, you know?
Yeah. But that's New York. That is New York. That doesn't end them. Every real true New Yorker that I know to this day still will pause you and ayo you every second they can, no matter how old they get. That's just a New York thing.
Nah, facts. But yeah, speaking of the opposite side of that, not staying true to yourself, I don't know if you had seen that Will Smith had a little like YouTube freestyle that he did on the Apple Music Fire in the Booth thing. And he's like dissing he's dissing Chris Rock on it. Like, bro, first of all, it's funny because I've been on here, I mean, and we've been on here defending Will Smith as a rapper before. You know what I'm saying? We talk about like his old albums and how fire like them songs was, but dog, Will Smith as a rapper now, he is as good as he is at everything else. It's like that's how bad he is at rapping, dog. And then on top of that, now you're trying to have like shock value and like sound tough in your raps and stuff. Like, dog, please, man, like what are you doing?
Is that the one where
right
he's
now?
like, this is the bounce back?
Bro, I don't know. Honestly, at this point, he's done so many corny, like, themed freestyles and raps and stuff. And you know that this isn't the one that he's like, I'm not an action star.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But you know, we talk about it so much that if you do something consistently and don't stop, then you're always going to be good at it. but he stopped rapping for a while. So
Yep.
it's like if, you know, an NBA player stopped playing for 10 years and they want to come back and start playing. It's like, yeah, you was nice back then, but you haven't done it in 10 years.
Yep.
It's not going to be the same.
That's why like a good career, I guess, to equate it to is comedians. That's why comedians always say they're always on the road, like no matter what,
Yeah.
because that's how you're ready, because you're staying ready, you're staying working out. They call doing them gigs working out. So to them, it's like we got to keep doing those random club gigs. You might even have to do an open mic when you're a known guy, like just to get those reps in, so you ready when it's time. It's one of those things that like if you behind the eight ball, you already lost, you know.
Yeah. I feel that, and then like, to compare to rap again, like I was a big Joe Budden fan, right? And he hasn't rapped in a long time. And I heard like a leak of him on the Lloyd Banks album where he dropped a verse, and I was like, I don't know, like it
Yeah.
doesn't hit like that old Joe Budden hit. And I think like if they stop doing it for a while, they lose that kind of muscle memory that they had when they did do it originally.
Yeah. And it's something that we've talked about just like in our personal conversations where like with me, I'm trying to hear a rapper that got something to say. Like I do feel like sometimes rappers get to certain points where they not saying anything of any kind of substance. And to me, that's what I listen to rap for, bro. Like I don't want to hear that you got bars. Like that's the thing with Will Smith. Like, bro, like you're just rapping. Like you're literally just rapping. And they're saying that everything that he's doing is written by Jordan Lucas right now. So it's like,
Joyner Lucas?
yeah, that's like
Oh
the
no.
little like rumor, like, or like the conspiracy theory that Joyner Lucas is the one writing all this. It might already be like public news. I never really followed up on it because I don't care that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it might be 100% true by now, or it might be proof false. But it definitely sounds like it. You know, and they started, and Will Smith kind of started rapping around that time where him and Joyner Lucas did a song together. So
You
it
think
kind of
it's too
lines up.
late for the Chris Rock diss though? You think it's like he's using that to
It's
kind
way
of
too late.
elevate?
Like nobody's even trying to hear that. What you
Yeah.
dissing Chris Rock on a song, bro? Like how corny are you? Like he was already in corny territory, and then he got into human slingshot and threw himself farther into the corny territory. Like
Yeah,
he
no,
was
real
he was
talk.
at a point where he could have like slingshotted out of it, but now he got a slingshot twice to get out of corny
Yeah.
territory.
You know, it's always timing with disses, right? So Chris Rock had that special where he went in on Will Smith, and that was like almost damn near a year ago. And it's like you can't drop a
Yeah.
diss record a year later.
Yeah, they don't even, bro. Like, what are you doing? It's just mad corny, bro. But getting off of that, hey yo, the stuff that has been happening that has been pretty exciting, as opposed to Will Smith's music, is NBA free agency and NFL free agency, man. Like,
Oof.
there's just so many things happening in the past couple of days that I haven't even been able to like keep up like live with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll catch something later and be like, damn, what I miss? And it's like 8 things. Like, I caught the news that Miles Turner got signed to the Bucks, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I didn't even catch that it was like because they waived Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, that's kind of insane, bro. They really just cut their loss with that. He's going to count against their cap for the next 5 years for 22 mil a year. That's a pretty hefty price, dog. And I don't know. I wonder, there hasn't been much talk about Giannis, and it sounds like maybe he's going to stay. So them getting Miles Turner kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If they're trying to build
But
the
he
team up.
did post on, I think he had an Instagram post. He's like, I don't know what's going on right now. And if your superstar player has even considerations about leaving the team, you're not going to let go of one of his, you know, counterparts that he's supporting on that to get him the availability to be the star he wants to do. I think they did that with
See,
Damian
but
Lillard. I think,
the thing about Giannis is he don't really have like leaks like that. So who knows if he was for that move? You feel what I'm
okay.
saying? Because there was a lot of times when you watch them and even like you heard him talking like after games and stuff, and you could tell that they wasn't really figuring out each other's game and they didn't really complement each other too well. At the same time, there was a lot of injuries on both sides where they weren't able to consistently play together enough to really, really catch a groove. But at the same time, it's like it's tough to to figure that out late in your career, especially when you're both number one options, especially for Giannis that he's a finals MVP. Like, you're not about to come here and tell me how to run my ship. Like, you've been losing this whole time, bro. Like, this is my thing, you know?
You don't think that chemistry was there between them?
Just watching it, I didn't feel like I seen, like, I didn't see them gel the way I kind of hoped that they would. I didn't think their personalities matched as well as I thought they would either. Like, I feel like them both wanting to be winners and both being motivated by separate things was going to be enough to kind of like fuel that. But just obviously outside looking in, but just seeing like the body language of them when they was playing and stuff, it never really seemed like they really, really, really clicked. You know what I mean? And like I said, there was a lot of injuries on both sides, so it might have just been that.
You think that played a factor then, like the Damian Lillard injuries and how often he gets injured?
Facts.
And I mean, give me somebody that's going to play the whole season and the postseason.
Even Giannis, he had a couple of injuries in that stretch too. And, you know, Dame, it was even like he wasn't even the type of player that was injured like that when he was younger. It's just he's older, bro. Like, he's already had like his little like playoff battles on a team that never really had a chance. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he does have that wear and tear, and he's an older player, so it's tough. And with that injury, bro, like that's gonna be a tough one. Definitely, it's something that we've seen players recover from and still have, you know, similar numbers and still be hooping. But he's a little smaller on the size end, than the other players that I'm thinking of. You know, like KD. What we expect is gonna happen with Tatum. You know, like. I don't know, man. I hope he comes back 100%, but I don't know, man. It's just looking a little shaky.
But Boston's making moves too.
Yeah, bro. They're dumping that salary
to the Blazers.
Yep.
They got Porzingis.
Luke Cornett went to the Spurs, dog. Yeah. He was a low key sought after free agent. People was asking about Luke Cornett, buddy, off the Celtics bench, and he went to the Spurs. I'm pretty hype about that.
Spurs building a squad right now?
Spurs putting together a team right now, dog. A nice little team. I'm excited for next season. I'm hyped. There's, a lot of talent on the Spurs right now. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see this new coach too. Like, have a whole season, see what he do, see how involved will Popovich be. Like, is he going to be like president in name, or is he really going to be the president? Like, just because he looked pretty bad at that press conference, bro. I hope he's recovering well, but I don't know how involved he's going to be, especially in the middle of like a health thing, you know?
Yeah. He might be on the virtual calls with them for a minute.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing is the West, and teams got to compete. There's with the Thunder, you know.
The talent in the NBA is insane, bro. Like the amount of teams that got like a legitimate case next year, especially with the injuries, is like it looks like it's going to be more competitive than last year, and last year was competitive as hell.
Yeah, but like I said, I think the biggest build up for teams is going to be the West, because the East, I still think the East is wide open.
Yeah, facts.
I think a lot of teams could compete in the East, but the West against the Thunder, how young they are, and them coming off these series that they came off, the West is going to have to adjust and compete. Even the Mavs, they just pick up D'Lo, D'Angelo Russell, just to supplement that squad. I think they got a squad. If
they didn't have any depth this year.
Yeah, if that squad comes back healthy, that Mavs squad is going to be something to compete with.
Facts. And then like on the other side with the NFL, there's been a lot of moves, especially on the Steelers end. They've been making a few defensive moves. People have been making jokes that they got like that Karl Malone Lakers squad right now.
Yeah,
just all the big names that are old as hell. It looks like they're really making a push, dog, to try to make something happen. I'm excited to just see what happens. It would be nice to have more competitiveness in the NFL.
But do you think they're coming out like the Jets came out with? When the Jets add Aaron Rodgers and Devontae and like all these veteran players.
When it comes to the Steelers, the culture really makes a difference. So when they do something like this, they're gonna have a handle on it, and if it don't work, they never scared to make moves early and just cut their losses. You know what I mean? Like, if it don't work, you wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers, after like, you know, six games or something, we go with another guy at quarterback or whoever the case is. You know what I mean? Like, they don't
Mike
really
Tomlin
play.
makes better decisions than that.
Yeah, facts. He's instilled like a culture and kept up the Steelers tradition, and when it's kind of like going to a place like for the Spurs, for example, you know, there's a tradition, an established rule that's been set there. You already know what the standard is. So if you can't fit in that, you kind of weed yourself out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I think that between them and the Dolphins, they're making the most moves, but you got to see if those moves are actually going to benefit the team.
Yeah, man. The NFL stuff hasn't really hasn't been too crazy yet, but it's definitely about to start ramping up, and that's the next thing we're ready for, man. I'm excited. Definitely excited for football season this year.
Yeah, it's crazy how quick it goes by, how long it takes for it to start, and then when it starts, it goes quick again. I feel like that NFL season flies by, man.
Nah, facts. But the movement has started, my friend.
Yes, sir. Tonight's the NBA, the trade, no, the free agency starts tonight. Right?
I'm not sure.
I think it starts tonight at midnight.
Yeah, maybe like the for the restricted free agents, maybe. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I haven't really been
at midnight.
Like I said, I haven't even been like keeping up like that. I've just been seeing the news popping up left and right. Hey, yo.
Yeah, that's why a lot of these signings is temporary, because the buyouts happen today and the signings happen after midnight.
Yeah, wonder where Dame's gonna go, even though he's gonna sit a year. There's definitely a lot. There's still like little rumors about LeBron that he might be on his way out of LA.
I've seen that too.
Maybe possibly trying to go to the Mavs. I've been hearing little Ruminski.
They're saying he's too expensive because he did that player out for like $56 million for the year, and everybody's saying he's too expensive. But to get LeBron on your team, I think you pay whatever it costs.
Yeah, we gonna see. But yeah, man, with that, we gonna leave him with us.
Butterino.